Introducing Ivotion Digital Dentures from Ivoclar. Experience unparalleled precision and efficiency with Ivoclar's state-of-the-art digital denture workflow.
Ivotion is available in their patent-pending monolithic disc that combines denture base and tooth materials in one seamless puck.
Ivotion is also available as standalone discs, Ivotion base, dent, and dent multi, that all in a 98mm width to fit your favorite milling machine.
With Ivotion, you can streamline your lab's processes, reduce production time, and enhance your patient satisfaction.
These things look amazing. Elevate your lab's capabilities with Ivotion Digital Denture, where innovation meets perfection. Discover the future of dentures today with Ivoclar. And as always, we thank you for your continued support of the podcast. Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Greetings and welcome to episode 332 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
My name is Barbara.
What's happening, Barb? How's Hurricane Central?
Well, you know how we are in Florida. Everybody's all hunkered down. There's no water, toilet paper, paper towels. Just kidding. Actually, it wasn't too bad today. But yeah, we're getting another storm. We'll see how we do.
Is it a hurricane yet, or?
No, it's going to be no big deal, but they get everybody all panicked because it's Florida and we're a bunch of freaks.
That's what news companies do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they hype it up.
Of course.
Get you to watch it for 24 hours straight.
Yep. I mean, the weather's not beautiful. We're watching movies today and hanging out, but yeah, it's going to come tomorrow. I think like late tonight. So we're recording on Saturday, so it's Saturday afternoon. So late tonight and then like mid-morning tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'm not scared.
Could this be your last episode?
No.
Okay.
According to the newscasters, it might be, but according to me, I've lived here my whole life. Negative. So what's happening?
Well, I just saw a post, I believe by your sister. You were in Rhode Island.
Yes.
What the hell were you doing in Rhode Island?
Oh my God. So our new CEO is unbelievable. And he trained the first segment of leaders on just a culture and being functional and not dysfunctional, going above the line where you're just doing it, seeing it, making it happen, or below the line, which is not my problem, not my job, blah, blah, blah. Super great. I'm just so psyched.
So it wasn't like a dental thing.
No, I mean, not specifically, but it was all the leaders in our company. And it was the first phase in launching how to make your company culture just dynamic and positive. And I tell you what, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Because you can apply it both professionally and personally. You can think to yourself, what am I doing right now? What are my beliefs? What are my actions? Are they positive? Are they negative? And you kind of like just do a self-check. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you what, I'm going to apply it. It's great.
Those of us that are married, we have our own checks. They let us know when we're not being positive, when we're not being serious, when we're not being funny.
Yep, which I can't imagine any of that applies to you.
No,
because you're spectacular.
I think it's great because, you know, on this podcast, we talk a lot about vendor companies and their culture. It'll be great to see some labs kind of adapt that. Let's improve the culture rather than just getting the work out all the time.
I know. And, you know, that's really meaningful and super emotional for me personally as well as professionally. Because at this point in my career, like I still want to get better. Like I want to grow my leadership skills. I want to grow just all of these things that can make me a better leader. And he's bringing all of that to our company. His name's John Creer. Unbelievable, man. Just super psyched.
Do I hear a future podcast episode with this gentleman maybe at some point?
I would say hell yeah. Hell to the yeah.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Plus, you're going to let us know when you learn how to create the perfect culture and share it with everybody, right?
Well, I'm just going to tell you that.
The secret sauce.
Yeah, there's a lot of it, and I learned it, and I'm going to apply it, and I'm just ready to roll. Love it. How about you?
That's cool.
How you doing?
I had a great week. Again, just super busy. I ended up the month of July like super strong.
Good for you.
I'm just keep going at it. Yeah, just doing my thing. I love it.
We're starting to pile on the interviews. You had one Thursday, one Friday, and then this past Friday. So we're starting to get our regular, rhythm in. So, hey.
Yep.
Not like I can find an hour, but I'll do it for us.
Yeah, but sadly, I don't see any shows on the horizon for us.
Yeah, not
it's
really.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I don't think we have anything until Visions in January, so...
It's been a jam-packed year. I think we're good.
That's true. I don't mind the break, but I do miss seeing everybody, so... So this week, we want to, again, say thanks to the amazing people at Jensen Dental. You know them, because if you're not using MIYO, what the hell are you even doing? They gave us the space to set up in their booth at the Florida Dental Lab Association Symposium in Orlando, Florida, to talk to some of the amazing people that were at this meeting.
And there was a lot of them.
There was a ton. This episode, we talked to 2 people from Jensen, and because our industry is so amazing and everyone plays so well together, we talked to a guy from Argen.
The new guy from Argen. He impressed the hell out of us. He was cool.
Yeah. First up is a guy that if you've ever got trained on MIYO in a webinar, it was probably Terry McQuiston. Terry stops by to talk about his journey via a fortune teller, being a part of so many great companies with a history of education in our field, and how he's helping labs have their aha moment. That was terrible. With their aha moment with MIYO.
I have a lot of aha moments with MIYO.
Do you still have aha moments?
I do, yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Then we meet a new member of Argen, Juston Gates. Juston is the new Executive Vice President of Global Sales for all of Argen. Juston came to Argen in January, and that's also when he was introduced to our crazy and wonderful industry. Juston talks about his background, his thoughts on dental family, and some really cool things that Argen just came out with, like resin that prints faster. Super
And then we're going to wrap up the episode with the voice of Jensen Dental, Nina Rapuano. While Barb was off doing board duties with the FDLA, I got a very reluctant Nina to sit down and talk about her role at Jensen and why she's been with them from 2002.
Damn, that's like 22 years. That's spectacular. I didn't know that.
Long time. Nina was the one that always called my old lab, and the one that originally got Terry to teach our ceramist on MIYO, and she also was the one that helped us get Don Cornell on the podcast so many years ago when we were first introduced to MIYO.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only appropriate that we had her on when we had the chance. Also a quick note that Nina is looking for a runner and a biker for this year's Race for the Future in September. So, if you want to be on a team, she's already got the swimming covered. Contact her or us on the podcast if you're interested in joining her team. So join us as we chat with Terry McQuiston, Juston Gates, and Nina Rapuano. Voices from the Bench. The interview. All right, here we are at FDLA 2024, the Jensen Dental booth.
Yay.
And we have a Jensen Dental KOL, I imagine?
I don't know,
You
employee.
are the KOL.
Are you an actual employee of Jensen?
Yep.
That I did not realize.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We're going to ask you to leave. Just kidding. Terry McQuiston.
Yeah.
McQuiston.
Yeah.
MC, not a capital Q, Quiston.
It's supposed to be a capital Q.
Is it?
Oh,
I figured
I
it
was
looked a little
gonna
weird.
say,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So-
what's up?
How are you, sir?
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
He's the MIYO expert, right?
Are you the MIYO
Go ahead. You were
expert?
rolling back. Sorry. I
That's what
interrupted
it's
you.
purported to be.
Yes. Let's go back to how you got into dental technology. Obviously, Jensen didn't hire you, and you became a MIYO expert.
No.
How's
How
that
did I
path
become a
look?
Are
dental
you a
technician?
lab
Yeah.
guy?
Let's go
Yeah,
back.
give it up.
Well, let me see. I was a chemistry major in
Oh,
college,
Chemistry.
You're smart.
and then
I
I
gotta
got
leave.
drafted, and then I spent a year specializing in jungle atmosphere,
Oh, my God.
What is jungle atmosphere?
I think
Southeast Asia.
Oh.
Spent 3 years and came back, and
You were 3 years in the jungle?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I spent 2 tours. That way I got to go to Bangkok twice.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Let's hear the stories. Go. Just kidding.
We'll just say that was a fun time.
Okay, so you come back.
Come back, and because I had been away from college so long, rather than go back and take the courses over, I thought I'd learn a trade.
Oh, there
And
you
my
go.
brother was a successful restorative dentist in Fort Lauderdale. It was quite tropical. It felt comfortable. Stayed with him, went through school.
Which
and
school?
So hold on. Did you go to Indian River?
I went to Lindsay Hopkins in Miami.
And it was technical?
Yeah.
Dental?
Yep.
How many schools used to be in Florida?
I don't know. I've never heard of that one.
Well, this is
That's
during
pretty
Miami
awesome.
Vice, so there was schools that taught you how to be in lab business, but it was a different lab business.
Did you wear the white coat and the colored shirts with your sleeves pulled up like Miami Vice?
No,
Oh.
no.
Does he look like he did that?
I don't know.
Well,
He
back then I
looks
looked
way
different.
Cooler. No, I said you look way cooler. Yeah.
But actually, Miami Vice came on after that.
That's
Sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was vocational school. I learned how to do it.
Was it easy for you?
Yeah, because I always built model airplanes, the kind
Okay.
you fly with the wood and the silk on them and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
And so did those. So it was very easy. I was very dexterous and worked for my brother for a while. And then
How'd that go?
Really poorly.
You didn't get along, or he was anal because he was a dentist?
He was so
Give
anal
it
and he
up.
was twisted
Oh,
triple
I
knots.
bet. Yeah, that's kind of a thing.
And so I was dating my wife at the time, and we met a fortune teller, or actually she was a friend of somebody I worked with.
I'm digging on this. You know that,
and,
right?
and
I
she was
love
an
that
astrologer.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, so the
Yep,
moon
yep.
was aligned with the stars.
Yeah, so she told me, she says, well, you're going to be working in a tall building overlooking the water, and
That
you're
is so great.
and you're going to be well known in your field. And I'm thinking dental labs are either in the basement or they're in some.
So did you question when that came out?
I
Or were
just
you
thought
thinking,
I thought, well, yeah, you
They're
know,
nuts.
I didn't pay too much for
I was going to
this.
say, that was a well-spent $10.
Yeah. So I was like, this didn't happen, and she said that different things would happen that were
Yeah.
so pie in the sky, and it turned out my first job. If you've ever heard of the Pankey Institute,
Oh,
yeah.
well, this
Florida.
it used to be the Pankey Man Institute,
It used to be the Panky Man Institute?
What is that mean?
Pankey-MANN.
Oh, like two different people.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Pac-Man.
and yeah, Pac-Man, and the
Was that a thing?
And the technician that hired me was Dr. Mann's private technician. And I was on the 9th story of a high-rise office
Looking over
building
the water.
overlooking the intercoastal.
Whoa.
How the hell did you get that
oh,
job?
poor you.
How'd you get that job straight out of school?
Luck?
Just random. Just
Really?
random. But there was the high building and the water.
Oh.
You just now
okay,
got that?
Yeah, I did. Sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not keeping up.
It must be the embellishment.
Yeah, well.
So you got right into like a high-end, institution.
Oh, yeah, this guy did work that was so nice that, remember Jelenko? There was a gold
sure.
I
guy.
do.
Okay, he did all the photographs for all their manuals of all the metal work.
Wow.
His metal work was to die for. He was Hungarian, and you could barely understand him, and funny as hell.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Did he teach you a lot?
Yeah?
I imagine you
A lot of
learned.
times he told me, he says, Telly, keep your hands off my stuff.
We have memes about that. Don't touch my stuff. I'll fork you. That's
So how long
awesome.
did you work at Panky Man?
Well, it wasn't Panky Man. It was technician. He had his own operation, too.
So it wasn't part of the Panky Institute?
No, he had been Mann's private technician,
Oh.
and then he branched off and did his own thing.
And that's when you got hired.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
What did I do after that? Let me see.
No, what'd you do with them?
I did a lot of the metal work.
Is that when you first really got your hands in it?
Yeah.
First
Oh,
job?
yeah. We're
You
deep.
Were probably
that was
it.
diving in full
That
immersion.
was back in the day when you did a full coverage PFMs and opaqued and degassed.
All that
and,
stuff.
oh.
All that stuff. A lot of gold work. In fact, we did a lot of telescopic work.
Oh, wow.
Which is,
Really?
So
Yeah.
I probably have 3 or 4 full arches still walking around.
That's
that-
for doctors that can't prep.
Yeah, that have never been cemented.
They don't know about this. Yeah.
What they do is you'd have a full arch case, and because of parallelism, they
Yeah.
would put it in place, and then every 3 or 4 months they'd come out and they'd tap it out, and just because it was friction fit like a precision attachment, they never had to cement. Now the telescopes were cemented on the preps.
That's pretty precision.
Oh, it was
So
real
wait
precision.
a minute. On a prepped tooth,
okay,
you get the
You do
perfect taper and the
Yes.
parallelism?
You got to figure everything out, not
you
the
you have the
doctor.
preps, and then you wax it up, and you parallel to them within a 3-degree parallelism. And you have to have 5 degrees over most of it, or else it'll be so tight it won't go down. So you only have super small areas of 360 degrees that are 3-degree taper, and then when it goes in place, it just locks like a bank vault.
I know we do these on implants, but I never knew we did them on
The Germans have done it for decades and decades and decades and decades.
Wow. Why aren't more people doing that if they have enough teeth left? He's doing the money sign.
Oh, yeah.
But it just
Kinda.
seems so right. I mean,
well, it's so nice because
it's got to be hard to do, though.
Well, it requires dedication and persistence. But the thing is when you do it right, you take the whole case out, and they can go around all the teeth and check for any decay and check for any kind of tissue.
Yeah.
Because, if you cement a bridge in or you put an implant bridge in, how often does that get taken out? Somewhere between 0 and never?
Yeah.
Never.
But you would think with
Seriously.
digital, it'd be even easier to parallel and get the 3%, the 2%, and the 5% taper.
It would be.
Yeah.
But dental technology and training in dental technology is starting to become a lost art.
Sure.
So I worked at a big
Starting
lab.
to become one.
Well, several years ago, had a big case. I wasn't working with Jensen. I took a sabbatical.
I bet that was lovely.
It was lovely. So I went.
I want to go on a sabbatical.
So they had a bunch of technicians that were designers that weren't technicians.
Yeah.
They were gamers.
Yeah. Well, I remember that phase.
So
we all thought that was going to be.
So we had a full maxillary case, and on one side of the arch, all the preps were facing one way, and on the other side of the arch, they were all facing the other way.
It's like this and this.
That's
right-handed dentist that moved around.
You know it.
So what happened was the doctor wanted a full mouth case to go in all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was we designed the whole case for occlusion and for biologic width and all the stuff you need to have.
Yeah.
And so then what I did is I figured out which teeth went one way or which preps went one way and which the other. So we took the case and I digitally cut it so that the one case went in, and it had a lingual arm and it had a precision attachment done in zirconia with a lingual bracing arm with precision attachments on that. And we milled it, we sintered it, we finished it.
And it fit.
That side. But then after that was done, we scanned that.
And then did the other side.
And did the other half, but merged it with the previous design.
Oh, my gosh.
And when it went in and the two pieces fit together, you couldn't even see the line.
Wow.
Crazy.
And the technicians flipped out. They said, "How did you do that?" And I said, "I used my head."
You can't use your head. You got to use a F10 or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, you can still do those things, but the one thing we lose after we're children is imagination. Right?
Thinking is a
I still have
very
an
lost,
imaginary friend.
gift.
I have an imaginary bank account.
So when did you hook up with
awesome.
Jensen? And why? Why'd you walk away from lab?
I had a lab, and I was working forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And I was doing courses. At that time, I was doing courses. I lectured for Degussa for 16 years.
Degussa?
Degussa was a metal company, right?
Yeah, but they also
Gold?
had Dusseran porcelain,
Yeah, okay,
and they
I
had the
remember
Golden
that.
Gate system.
Yeah.
So they sent me to Germany every year for 16 years.
Wow.
For about 2 weeks.
They were around for that long? I've never heard of Degussa.
That was like my dad's.
I know, but you still think you'd hear about it if they were around.
Do you remember Eastern Airlines?
Yeah.
Used to be the biggest airline in the U.S., and now you don't. They're non-existent.
Well, yeah, it's like Pan Am. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was really
Pan Am.
The airline.
Damn, I haven't even thought about that. But yeah, you're right.
Continental
I see your
Airlines.
point. Yeah.
What airlines?
Allegheny Airlines. Is Allegheny still around?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, North Carolina, that area.
Yeah.
So at any rate, They sent me to Germany every year for training, and they taught me spark erosion.
Wow,
the chemistry and physics of ceramics.
Which you said that's what you went to school for originally, right?
Look,
you were
look,
super
for
uber
nerdy
smart.
education.
Yeah,
Yes.
but dental.
So you probably totally got off on that.
Oh, I did, but dental technician school is like a 2-week karate course, right? Yeah, don't go in a bar and pick a fight. So Degussa trained me on a lot of stuff. They taught me all about metallurgy. They taught me about casting, spruing, all the things they don't do nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Taught me about the dynamics of pressable ceramics. They taught me how you make porcelain, how you actually blend it,
I would geek out
how
on
you
that.
frit it, how you color it, the difference between certain porcelains and other porcelains, the effect of coefficients of expansion and how you alter it, the reason you slow cool ceramics on certain alloys and why things crack. So when people would have problems, I knew how to fix it.
Interesting.
So fast forward, I'm doing courses. I'm busy as hell in my lab. I mean, smoking busy, like I sleeping
I'm
3 and 4
smoking
hours.
busy.
Yeah.
So
Understand.
So I'm coming back from doing a 2 or 3 day course. I'm dumping all my tools on the floor because I'm in such a hurry to get back to the bench.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking
It's
one
not a good
night,
life.
I'm thinking one
I need
night
some
as I'm
balance.
working like about 1 or 2 in the morning, what is my exit strategy? And I figured it was probably death.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? That's so
No,
important.
no, I
to
don't
actually
mean
think
suicide.
about.
Yes.
I mean I'll
No,
drop
like
over
heart
dead.
attack. Yeah.
And then MicroStar, Brian Parker, he was trying to sell porcelain, and I said, well, you need a tech rep. I said, because if you're going to have ceramic, it's kind of labor intensive.
Sure.
And people are going to call up with questions because they're going to mess it up.
Yeah.
So I went, and he offered me a job to be head of his technical thing there, and I said, well, I'm busy now. So there was a few other people before me. I said, here, you can get some good people. I don't want the job.
Interesting. Yeah, you turned it down.
Yeah, so those people eventually left, and he called me back up, and he gave me an offer I couldn't refuse.
And what was it?
It was write your own ticket.
Good
Nice.
for you.
So I had a big yellow Labrador. That dog came to work with me every day. And
Did you move for this job? Or?
No, I just had to drive.
Yeah, okay.
So it was like a 15-mile drive.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I had the Yellow Lab with me. I had the salary I asked for. I had the vacation I asked for.
Good for
Nice.
you.
And I was able to run all the educational, and I did all the shows all across the U.S., and I would figure out when sports seasons were. I would figure out when hunting season started, when fishing season started. That all makes a difference. I went out to the West Coast one time, gave a hands-on course, and the second day, everybody after lunch, the room's empty except for one lady. And I said, where is everybody? And she says, well, pike season started.
They all went
Fishing?
fishing?
Pike fishing. And I said, well,
Love
how come?
it.
She says, I said, how come you're still here? She says, my husband took my rod.
Nice.
So how long were you with that company?
With MicroStar,
I used to use that investment to
yeah,
press.
it's a great investment. They
Yeah.
had a lot of good
Is
products.
it still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Jensen acquired it.
Now we
Oh,
know-
I see.
Now we know
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
So Jensen acquired it, and they asked me if I wanted to come on, and I said, well, I had a really good deal, and the deal continued.
So how big was Jensen before you joined? Were they as big as they are now, or?
They had a German division, and they have an American division.
Okay.
I mean, Jensen's not a huge most of your dental companies aren't huge companies anyway.
When you in relative to normal companies.
I mean,
but-
you know, if you think of, you know, any kind of company that makes a product, they're usually hundreds and hundreds of people, and most of your dental companies are not hundreds and
No.
hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you doing the same thing for Jensen that you were doing for Micro?
Yeah. So what are you doing? Talk to us about your role.
Gosh, if I tell you what I do, I might get fired.
I don't think so.
Why? 'Cause you
I
don't
think
do
they
it?
like
That's
you.
what I meant. No. I'm part of the technical department.
Okay. So you get to play with MIYO all day and come up with new colors. And
Yes,
do you get
that's
to name
what I was
them? Do you get
digging
to go
in.
like
No,
Storm and Nightmare?
No.
Clementine.
Yeah,
Hopper,
Clementine,
Pumpkin.
Lumen.
Hibiscus.
We know our
Is there a
colors.
hibiscus?
Yeah, there is a
We
hibiscus.
know
That's
our
my new
colors.
favorite.
Storm. Oh, yeah.
Storm, yeah. Midnight, Moss.
Uh-huh. I'm the boss.
No,
All right.
Moss,
So
not
like-
Boss, not boss.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's green, right? It's like a puke green.
What? Oh, it's kind
Moss.
of a. It's kind of a
I say that nicely. It's not a puke yucky green. It's just a little
you know,
bit
like
of
like
a
when you get mold and
odd
mildew, it's that
colored
green.
Oh. Yeah, yeah. I'm not
puke,
being
it's just mold and
disrespectful.
mildew.
Well, he said it, not me.
It's like a disease kind of green.
But actually, moss is a really good name for it. It's kind of a diluted broccoli green.
You're right. It looks like moss off
Diluted
of a tree.
broccoli green.
Yes.
I can visualize
They've
that.
done that person that came up with those names. I want to freaking shake their hand.
Okay, so you still
'Cause
don't tell us what
that's
you do.
right on.
So you're on
well-
your technical team.
Well, I guess they call me the MIYO technical specialist.
Okay, so when a lab buys a kit and they say, the hell are we supposed to do with this?
Well, the thing is, a lot of people see MIYO, and it comes in a small jar, and it's got color, so they assume it's a stain.
Ah,
But it is not a
exactly.
stain. And when I first heard it was a liquid ceramic, I'm like, yeah, marketing department's been drinking too much coffee.
That's a nice
beer.
buzz term you've used
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife's been in marketing. She was above the glass ceiling in a Fortune 50 company. So, I'm thinking, okay, I've heard marketing ploys before, but it actually is a liquid ceramic.
It is unbelievable.
Well,
You guys know I love it.
Most people don't even realize. So the first time I saw MIYO, I was like, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Because I've been in the field about 40 years at that time, and I was thinking, yeah, I've seen flashes in
It was
the
a pandemic for me.
Yeah, and then
And I read all your stuff in the pandemic. I'm telling you.
and then after about a month, I was like,
a little bit more of a inflection in the voice.
and then it was like after a couple months, say 3 or 4 months, I was like,
I kind of like this stuff.
And then I thought, after a few more months, I thought, I can't do the stuff the 25-year-olds are doing because they say you do it like this, and I know a better way because I'm older.
Interesting.
And you know what? That's not necessarily true.
Nope.
And it takes a blow to your ego. And this is what I find that happens with a lot of people that have been ceramists for years. They actually sabotage the MIYO sometimes because they're afraid of something changing, that it's new and maybe scary to them.
Well, changes a
Like
bit.
water it down or something? Or
Well, the thing is,
Yes, I think some people do.
the thing is if you use MIYO using stain techniques, it doesn't look good. If you use stain using MIYO techniques, it doesn't look good. If you use MIYO correctly, it will rival either nature or the finest ceramics you've ever seen used correctly. The interesting thing, if you've been in the field long enough and you've been in the ceramic field, you know that a lot of times you see cases come back after 2 or 3 years in the mouth, and the doctor will say, I need some more contact in the tissue area, the intagliar.
Sure.
Or and you look at the case, and it looks like it's been acid etched or sandblasted. It's rough.
Huh.
You've seen it before, haven't you? Okay, so if it comes back and it's like old Ceramco cases, it looks like someone soaked it in stripping acid for about 10 or 15 minutes, or it looks like
There's
it's been...
no life, no shine, no nada.
it's all off, and it's actually rough to the touch. So that is the oral environment, because most of your glazes are soluble in certain pH acidities in the mouth.
Yep.
And it just eats off the glaze. Especially like if you see people that are bulimic, the acid will eat off the glazes, things like
They'll
that.
eat your regular teeth.
Yeah, that's for darn sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the MIYO having 80% ceramic and 20% pigment, where normal stains are like 20% ceramic and 80% pigment, the 80% ceramic, after 6-7 years in the mouth, there's virtually zero wear on it.
Interesting. Because of the pigment.
Because of
ceramic.
The MIYO has 80% ceramic compared to stain having 20%.
Yeah.
Oh.
So everything's
Interesting.
nice and it just moves
But see,
and
okay.
functions.
Think of a
and-
Christmas globe. Your
Yeah.
Christmas
Got it,
scene.
yep.
You shake it up and it snows.
Yep.
If you think of that, then MIYO, the pigment is the snow and the ceramic is the liquid.
Got it. Yep.
So you get the proportions basically.
Interesting.
So when you have something like that, when you apply stains, you smear them on because it's like putting shoe polish on a boot.
Yep.
When you apply MIYO, it's like if Barbara here was having nail polish applied. If someone was smearing nail polish on your nails.
Not on these bitches.
Okay, I know.
Maybe on my toes, not on my fingers.
Okay, if you were playing with
ceramist.
Barbara's toes.
That's a different
Which is
podcast.
never
that
going
we
to
do.
happen. That's good. I got a cheers to you on that. Cheers.
So at any rate, you want to put MIYO on, like gliding it on like nail polish, because if you press it down and smear it too much, you're squeezing out all the ceramic. You're losing all the effect.
Oh, really?
So if you,
I'm going to come watch you tomorrow because I'm really intrigued.
Oh, I like that.
Let's do it. And then you just layer and you add and then you fire. And what I love about MIYO is when you fire it, it comes out exactly how it goes in. It doesn't change.
And it looks
and
when you apply it, it looks exactly like it is when it's fired.
That is like the biggest benefit because, sometimes when you fire stuff and you think you have what you have and it
looks
comes
different.
out of the oven and you're like, mother.
Well, we call that WYSIWYG, which is the acronym for what you see is
it's
what
very
you get.
frustrating.
What is that again?
I love it.
WYSIWYG, what you see
WYSIWYG.
is what you get.
MIYO, make it your own. WYSIWYG is what.
WYSIWYG.
That's going to take me a while.
Yep.
That's like Eminem Houdini. That's going to take me a while
Again?
to learn.
Anybody that doesn't
We're
know
going to
how
start paying them soon,
So anybody that doesn't know
It's
how to
true.
use MIYO and then learns how to use it has an aha moment.
Aha.
So my main
Yes,
job
okay.
lately
I want one of
is
those.
I'm in charge of MIAs, missing in action. So you
People that don't have the aha moment.
right. So people that have bought the kit and haven't reordered in a year or a year and a half or 2
How
years.
dare they? Give me that list.
So what I do is I have a macro video camera, and I call them up, and I do a Zoom meeting, and I do a live presentation over the internet for them, and they're looking at their computer or their screen.
I bet you did the one for the lab I was at, probably.
Oh, I
I bet you I did. If you
5
see,
years
did you see
ago.
age spots on the hands?
I don't remember that much, but I bet you did it. That's funny.
And there's a little comedy in it, and I tell them little secrets because every time I go to a lab,
a
I not only
no-brainer.
teach, but I watch. And I pick up techniques when I see a technique that a technician does that it looks like a really good technique. I log it into my brain, and I go back to my lab, and I try it out. I went to this one lab, and this lady was doing one lady. I call her a girl, but she's not a girl.
Yeah.
So she was doing, on an average day, she was doing between 125 and 135 units by herself.
What?
Now,
I saw an ad on Facebook about that.
No,
and they
no,
said
no,
that's
no,
impossible. But I believe it.
No, wait. She's not grinding them
'cause
in.
I'm really fast.
She's just staining.
Just
them.
glazing.
Just glazing.
Not staining.
used
We
to
never
have
say
glaze.
staining. She's applying liquid ceramic.
We used
Okay.
to have that.
Because if you say
Yes.
staining, it's like saying treat to a dog and
you
you
just
see
got
saliva
scolded.
come out.
No, it's fine. I know my place. And when
I
it
would
comes
have
to
said the same
ceramics,
thing. Just
I
saying.
don't know.
But so if you apply liquid ceramic, you have to do it correctly. But she was able to do between 125 and 135 units. And I got to tell you,
Were they good?
They were all right.
they were photo quality.
Yeah.
Not only that, she knew how to
Oh,
cheat.
really good,
She
man.
knew how to cheat better than any person I ever knew.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I taught pressing for years, I found people that could cheat pressing, but this woman blew me away with MIYO.
Really? Interesting.
I found people that were doing, I was teaching press to metal, and I found people that were
Pressed
doing,
to metal.
I found people that were doing
that.
full arches that were bigger than the rings.
Oh.
You know, the rings you put
Yeah,
the
yeah.
investment in? You know what they were doing? They were getting styrofoam coffee cups. They were
Making them bigger.
They were cutting the bottoms out,
Yeah.
putting them on the base, what the thing was screwed to,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would put a coat hanger on it, squeezing it to an oval.
Are
So
we geniuses or what?
we're
Like,
masters
who
of
does
disaster.
that? And I bet they were pressing them.
Yeah. And they say, you can teach this. And I said, oh, hell no.
I don't want to be liable for that.
Well, no, that's right. I don't want to be liable. I didn't say it didn't work. I said, I don't want to be.
I don't want my name attached
Like,
to that.
no,
but
no,
you
no.
know what? More power to you if you can
Yeah,
do it.
I mean, and they said, well, we learned it from you. I said, no, you learned
No.
you learned how to modify what I taught you.
That's
for
some
these
kind of
for
funny.
these people that order MIYO and don't order anything else for a year, what's the most common reason they don't? What prevents them the most
I
from
don't know. Do you know that?
Number one,
Understanding?
never understanding
Just
the
not
product.
taking the time to even try it. Or
Number
Yeah.
two, using the wrong technique.
Yeah.
And number three, sabotage.
So technicians are like, I don't want this in here, so I'm going to make it
Well,
look
no.
So I'm
bad.
going to
No.
F it up.
I'm a master ceramist. I've been doing ceramics for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And no one's going to take my job away with something like painting this on. There's no way it can look good. Look at that picture behind you.
I want a layer. I want a
Yoink.
layer. I want a layer.
I mean,
You know what? I love that picture behind
well,
us because honestly,
I got to tell you that gentleman right there,
is that Kite?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
Oh
it's
yeah,
Kite.
we know.
I've been in this field 47 years. He is one of the most amazing technicians I've ever seen.
I
He
popped
came
over
here
there.
to
I'd
be
be
a
lying
jazz
if I said I
musician.
didn't pop over there.
Not only that, but he went to the mecca of dentistry, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we ragged on him a
Super
little
good
bit on
guy.
that.
We talked to him a
How you
couple
doing in
months ago.
Arkansas?
Loved it. Yeah.
And that's no slight on Arkansas
No,
for
not at
anybody.
all.
Because Arkansas is a beautiful state. But you don't think of someone coming from Japan to Los Angeles to Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah. Well, you go where it takes you.
So what's
Terry.
next for you? Yeah,
what's
real
going
quick.
on?
Sorry.
What's next
You're
for me?
enjoying just training? Are you here doing hands-on?
Yeah,
what's your weekend
I'm doing
look
that
like?
tomorrow. We're here today. I'm
Yeah.
here tomorrow. Tomorrow night, hopefully, I'll be in my own bed.
Where do
Yeah.
you live?
I live in the suburb of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
I'll be in my
So
own bed
close
tomorrow
enough.
night.
And
It's
then
a ball buster of a weekend, so we're really busy.
yeah, and
for
then
sure.
last week I was in Vegas with my wife.
Nice.
Nice.
It was nice.
Non-dental related?
No, she has a side gig of making jewelry, and we do arts festivals together.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I love that.
And she has quite a following, so they had a show in Vegas, and she likes to gamble too. And
There you go.
I like to sit by the pool and drink
So do I.
drinks with the umbrellas in
Touche.
them.
Yep.
She ever ask you to layer on her jewelry or anything? Or?
No.
No, but I'm her roadie.
There you go.
That's cool. Good for you.
I set up the tent and break down the tent.
Yeah.
I make displays and stuff like that for her,
Nice.
so it works out okay. And I know all the gyms. She'll leave to do whatever she needs to do for a few minutes every now and then to get away from the booth. And a woman will come up and say, "Oh, what's this stone?" I said, "Oh, it's a pink one." "Oh, that's a green one there."
That's
"Oh, this is a
great.
real pretty blue one."
Yeah.
my wife,
good for
my wife
her.
can look at any gem and tell you what it is and where it came from and everything. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Sapphire.
It's a
I'm
rock.
a sapphire
It's a shiny
girl.
rock.
It's a shiny rock. Oh, it looks really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think the stuff's really gorgeous,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah. It's not your cup of tea.
No, not my cup of tea. But other than that, so I travel for Jensen and do shows, and I go to labs and give courses.
Do you? Yeah.
And I catch
Good
the
for you.
MIAs.
Yeah.
And most of the MIAs that I train
Understanding.
come into the fold.
Do they?
Well, if I have my way, they will. Well, I love it.
That makes me
and
feel
I
good.
really appreciate everything you bring to the industry. And I love being right here in the Jensen booth, being able to check out Kite. You'll be here tomorrow, too, right?
Both of us.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well,
I mean-
thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, Terry. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
on. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for spreading the MIYO word, I guess.
Well, if it wasn't a good product, I wouldn't say it.
Yeah, agree.
And I've told people, we've talked about this, our podcast sometimes becomes almost a MIYO podcast just because of the guest. But it's not like we tried to do that.
Yeah.
We just had people that love the product, and they talk about it.
I wish they'd had MIYO about 30 years ago.
I'm sure everybody did.
I mean, what I would say is for the big lab, it will make you more productive.
Yep.
For the small lab, it will allow the person to see their family in the evenings and maybe
Yeah.
not work weekends.
I
There
love
you go.
that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks,
right.
Terry.
All
You're
right.
welcome. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Oh, it's an easy name, Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
You can pronounce that.
I think you got this one.
Juston Gates.
You got it.
Yes.
Justin spelled a little
A
different.
little
isn't it?
different, yeah, with an O. Thank
Yeah,
you to my
yeah.
mother, although it constantly gets it put with an I.
So this is
but-
exciting. We're at the FDLA 2024.
Yeah.
We're actually at the Jensen Dental booth, but because our community is so wonderful, we're joined by someone from Argen.
Yeah.
Justin, how are you, sir?
Very good. Thank you
Yeah,
very much. Yeah, it's been a great show.
We've known Argen for ever.
Long time,
Ever.
obviously.
But you're a new
Yeah.
face.
Yeah,
So who the heck are you?
I am a new face, yes.
Yeah.
So Juston Gates, I joined Argen in January.
Oh, really?
And so I've been in the business for 6 months.
6
Wow.
months.
And you're not from the field, right?
No, I came about 20 years out of another company, Johnson & Johnson, and
I've heard of them.
Yeah, we've heard
orthopedics
of 'em.
and pharmaceuticals, and so
So did you
joined
sell
Anton.
soap, or what did you do?
No, I was on orthopedics, and
Oh,
so like
that's
total
brilliant.
knees, total hips,
Yep.
and
Johnson Johnson makes new hips?
Yeah, like Depew. They have a company called Depew Synthes,
Okay.
and so I
great.
joined out of that, which is interesting in this business because manufacturing is somewhat similar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
3D printing, milling,
Yep.
all of that is the
Are they
same,
3D
so.
printing hips and stuff
We
like
can
that?
3D print,
think
certain
so.
parts. Yeah, for sure they
Interesting.
can. Yeah.
So
that
how
was-
did you discover Argen?
Yeah, so then Anton, I got recruited, by some work he was doing and changing a little bit of our structure.
Yeah.
And created an executive vice president role, managing global sales and marketing.
So you're a
And
big
so
deal.
I came over. I don't know, big deal, but
Wow.
supporting Anton's business.
You're dealing with Argen and
Yeah.
globally?
Yeah, so
Wow.
we have international sales and how we promote our products, of course. And
Sure.
so,
I know they're big in Canada.
Yeah.
But are they all over?
We are. So over 150 countries.
Oh, wow.
Where we do
Are there
distribute our
150
products.
countries in the world?
Oh,
Just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And but we have main, subsidiaries in Germany, UK,
Yep,
and Canada,
yep.
of course, and then
Wow.
distribute elsewhere. So
Yeah.
took that responsibility over in
What's
January.
that like? That's got to be big, big, big shoes. Wow.
You have
Yeah.
to work all the time.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Do you have any balance?
You could, yeah, you have to find balance, exactly. But I have, you've done that, and you have to separate out, I think,
Yeah.
compartmentalize that. You could go 24/7 for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
There's
just
no
because
question.
of the time zone difference.
That's right.
I mean, how do you talk to these countries if you're working for them
That's
and they're
right.
12-hour difference?
The difference is
So
in
do you
time,
travel
but
a lot? I mean, obviously you're in Florida, but are you
That's right.
out?
I'm in Florida now, and I'm
overseas?
actually moving in July to San Diego.
Are you?
And so I work out of the office. Yeah.
That's
Are you
not
from
too shabby.
Florida?
I grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you're at now?
Yeah. No, I live here in Palm Beach Gardens, so
it's not-
South Florida.
So
yeah.
it won't be a
Yeah.
huge shock to go to San Diego.
I was
I
just
don't
going to
think so,
say,
yeah.
he lives
Yeah.
in Florida,
Paul-
San Diego.
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
Some palm trees here, palm trees there. But yeah. So it'll be good.
Yeah.
But,
So what do you think of dental? I mean, you obviously did you go to Lab Day Chicago?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
what did
there.
you think of that? I imagine that
loved
was
it.
your first meeting.
This was the first meeting. I had done Visions, so we had Visions
Okay,
in
you were
Las
there.
Vegas.
Yeah.
I
All
went
right,
there.
cool.
What I thought of it, I think the industry is spectacular, and because every single thing we do is customized to
Yeah.
what a patient needs, and through the dental lab and where we support, of course, at Argen, the labs, it's awesome.
Yeah, but when
and
you're dealing with Johnson & Johnson and orthopedics and all that, is the community like ours?
not at all, it's not as tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have support, of one another, but
share.
it's a large industry where I think here you're seeing a lot more of. Yeah, there's competitors in that, but you're seeing a lot of support of one another to ensure that we all succeed.
Yeah.
And
Was
that's
that
what I've
shocking
noticed.
to you?
Yeah, it was different,
Yeah.
definitely. I think it was surprising
Yeah.
in a positive way.
Yeah.
And the people that I've now seen at multiple meetings, you start to build relationships with.
Oh,
and
100%.
Have conversations around, what is it you're doing or seeing that's different, and how do we make sure we're all advancing, the industry.
So is there anything new at Argen that we should know about that
Oh,
you
we
can
just
share
launched.
with us?
Of course, lots of things. You should come by and check it out. We just launched a new model resin, and so that last month, in the month of May, we just started to manufacture that formulation ourselves and sell that. And so that's been a big hit here,
bet.
of course, and some different equipment.
Well, what's
that we have
interesting
coming
about
out.
that model resin is it prints faster.
It does.
How?
It doesn't matter what printer you use. Somehow the
How?
resin makes it print faster, and I can't wrap my head around that.
That's pretty
another micro,
ingenious.
millimeters, and that I had to have the technical team come and tell us about it.
Wow.
But
How
it
do you
does.
know that?
this-
Marlon was talking.
Okay.
Yeah, he came by.
I
Yeah.
don't know how he
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
things,
of
but
course.
he
Yeah.
knows.
It does print faster, and the coloring and that are
And
slightly.
it cures faster,
Yeah.
which is cool because a lot of people are getting into 3D printing. They love how fast it is, but when you add the post-processing, it's
Sure.
really not that much faster.
Yeah.
But if you can
Yeah.
speed that up,
Yeah.
and then what is like
Saving them
3
time.
minutes or
That's
something
right,
in a
yeah.
cure box?
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
You think of innovative things,
Yeah.
and you just keep getting better and better and better and
can.
better. Like, who would have thought you
That
could
you
get
could do
faster?
Yeah.
By the
printing.
resin.
Yeah.
By
Everyone's
resin,
like, I
yeah.
need a
I mean,
faster
I would think
printer.
the printer, yeah, but the resin, the
Sure.
material,
Sure.
that's genius.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm
we're looking
gonna
at
go
that.
check it out.
How
You should come by and
fast
check it out.
does our industry move compared to where you came from?
Yeah, that's what I think has a lot of room for still opportunity, in my opinion. You look at technology and the integration of sensors or
Yeah.
technology in that way. We haven't even touched it. You're starting to see some of it come around in the implant side of it, But you think that how does that integrate in and change what we do?
Yeah.
I would tell you that is a dynamic part of our industry that, in my opinion, hasn't been touched. Because you're watching where other industries have gone with, everybody thinks robotics. I mean, okay, but a robot isn't actually cutting your knee. The surgeon's still in charge of that. So you think about what happens in the dental space, or even efficiencies for the lab, and what does that mean for then the end user? So
does Argen still have the 2 robots that do the abutments?
Probably.
We do, yes, of course.
They had weird names. What were they?
Oh, I don't know the names. I'll have to go find the names.
They're named after NASA or something, or Top Gun. That's what it was.
Is that right? Yeah. I'll have to
Maverick and...
Oh, Maverick.
Yeah.
You're talking my language now.
Yeah.
So I bet you Anton's totally sucking your brain right now, isn't he?
There's been a lot of conversations.
I bet.
Because
what you just said in my brain is like, wow, you're right. And Argen and Anton are so ahead of the curve. I can see them just implementing some of that in the future.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've looked at innovation and what does that look like, and who are we trying to be as an organization to support the labs and to ensure that what we do provide is relevant, but is also advancing. Where we've been and how we can continue to support the vision we've had to ultimately, of course, help patients and people on the other end through the labs. And so working with Jeff and the R&D team and understanding, what are the unmet needs. It's been a lot of the conversation now, and what does the next 3 to 5 years look like? And so that's where we spent a lot of time here in the early days as I've come in.
So tell us what's in the next 3 to 5 years. We
lots of
things.
Lots of things. Yeah.
We want all the stuff.
Lots of things. We really have wanted to focus in on our core businesses and making sure that, alloys have been a big part of what we've done, of course. And that will continue to be a piece of what we
still
support.
Sell alloy?
We do, yeah.
That's nuts to me.
Actually, lots of it.
That's nuts to me.
In a good way. Then we've looked, beyond that, what does that look like? And zirconia is still the fastest product going in the mouth. So how do we make sure we bring the right products along the journey and innovate in that area around multi-layer, multi-material, and the Econo offerings to help us have a complete solution.
Sure.
And then you start to look beyond that, resins and what we call Argen IS, the implant systems around the abutments and the sundry parts and the pull-through. So
there's a lot
so somebody
going on.
like you that comes out of or into our industry, you sound like you've been in it forever.
You got a lot
How do you catch up that fast? Do they
6 months,
send you to
Yeah.
training at Argen and you just go to every single area? I mean, what did you do?
There was some onboarding.
And I
for
mean
sure.
that as a compliment.
Oh, thank you.
Obviously,
Yeah,
you're versed in it already.
Yeah, I've tried. I mean, a lot of supportive people at the company. There's no question that we're who we are because of the people that come in every day. And there was some really good onboarding and people that support you and help you learn the language and the consistency of what we do.
Because it's not just one thing. It's like
not at
100
all.
things.
Oh, they got a lot going on.
We had 9 different business units, we call them. Yeah,
It's not a small
9 different
venture.
business units.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's be the breadth that we have, and how do we do that in a way that's easy for our teams to understand and customers. So
Did they send you into a lab?
I have been into some labs,
So you get to
around
see how it actually works.
That's right.
And how it functions. And
which
All
was
the
cool to
crazy.
see because you can see the fixed side of the lab, and you go into the removable side. And for me coming in, it's like that everything you do is custom. That's why I go back to said that earlier.
Yeah.
It's such a unique part of, I think, this industry that makes it special.
everything we make is different.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
There's no two that are the same, and that's, I think, unique. I mean,
That's
I don't
right.
know too many industries that do that, really.
No, I don't think there are that many.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you all seen that's changed over the years?
Oh, so much.
Yeah.
It's even hard to really narrow it down to just one or a few things, but I mean,
Like
just,
we used to press lithium disilicate, now we mill it all.
Milling it, sure.
If I have to press something, it makes me crazy because now I'm so spoiled. When we mill it, it's faster, it's easier
Sure.
to finish, it's more accurate, in my opinion anyway. Somebody would
Well-
disagree. But I mean, it just makes your life quicker, simpler, easier.
Yeah.
Layering materials, MIYO, like the stain and glaze materials.
I don't wanna
Elvis is
I don't
more
wanna
implant related.
I don't want
I'm
to
more
set teeth
ceramics
ever
related.
again.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, the
now that
printing of
digital
dentures.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Why
my
the
God.
hell would anybody want to
Sure.
move one tooth
Sure.
ever
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
I just went to a course on digital dentures with Daniel Alter, and I learned so much.
Sure.
I was just like, this is crazy.
And
the
And
future
it's
of how that
really,
works.
it's happening.
Mhm.
You know, I would say 2-3 years we've interviewed a lot of people, but at this point with the digital
Right.
dentures, like
It's
they
there.
are more successful, and it's
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
I think it's
they've
there.
evolved that
It's gonna get
quickly.
better.
It will get better.
It'll
And
get
we've-
faster.
Like,
That's right.
but it's there. I
Yeah.
mean, it's time to start just doing it.
Doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
That makes sense.
You had somebody in your booth teaching digital
Yeah,
dentures.
Tom was over there, teaching people on how to design and,
Yeah.
and move the teeth and make sure that they're ready for print.
Yeah.
He's done a good job.
You you ever
people
going
come
to
by.
dip your hands in any of that just
Oh,
to
I
see
need
what
to.
it's
Yeah,
like?
I need to go cast something. That's what I need to go do. I need to go learn. Even though you say it's bad, I have to do it once. You know,
just to see.
see what it's like. I
Get
haven't
that-
had a
get
chance
that
to do that.
blowtorch in the
right.
thing that spins it around. Yeah,
That's right.
Do it
yeah.
once.
Yeah, that's enough. Is that enough? Yeah.
Well, my company's actually getting into digital dentures, and they went to Argen's facility
Awesome.
in San Diego to see everything you guys are doing.
Sure.
So that we could get the blueprint of how
Very
to
good.
do it.
That's great.
And so I think it's really cool how Argen, Glidewell, all you guys just
Sure.
have people come in and see everything
Sure.
you're doing and share. I
No
mean, that's-
secrets.
No, it's
Yeah.
always been a part, I think, of Anton and Julie's vision and the Wolf family is,
Yep.
you know, how to advance the industry, but through supporting, you know, your success as a lab
Yep.
owner and a lab and a family-owned business. And so, yeah, we're always open to help and to learn.
Have you been there?
I have not.
I've been
It's
there.
time.
I would
once.
love
Yeah,
to
it's
go
really
It's awesome,
there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Argen is you don't sell to dentists.
Right.
I mean, I think that's huge.
Sure.
I
It's
mean,
always been supporting the lab
and
and
it must be
ensuring its
hard to
success.
say no.
That happens quite often. Yeah, it does. I mean, in terms of strategically where you go and how do you
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah.
You get a lot of calls that you know.
Call your lab.
we do that. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And
Exactly
that
right.
means a lot in
Yes,
the
it
industry, I
does.
think. You know,
People
not
really
every company
appreciate
can
that.
do that, and to do that, it just means
Sure.
you just care so much about
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
That's right. It's always been where the company has been, and that's what I've learned as I've come
Yeah.
in and making sure that we can help you be successful.
Yeah.
And that means a lot of different things. It's not just a product. It could
Yeah.
be services and solutions and things that we should put around the product that we're
Yeah.
selling. So we've been talking about that even
Isn't
now.
titanium bars new for you all?
Yeah, we've been milling them, I don't know, maybe a year or less.
Yeah,
but
going pretty
that's
good.
New. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
good. SLM RPDs has been, you know, a mainstay here over the last year and a half.
And that's lasering
Yeah, lasing the powder.
RPDs,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah,
frameworks.
that's
I
right.
like the
Selective laser
fact-
melting. Yeah.
I like the fact that
You
if
do
the
talk
labs.
like you've been in this
Oh,
longer
that's
than
what I'm
6 months.
saying.
Similar.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
I know people have been in for a few years. They don't know what an RPD is.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that a lab that's small or can't afford the equipment
Sure.
can outsource to
That's
you
right.
guys.
100%.
That's right.
And they can be in the game.
That's right.
And like it makes them successful, it makes you
That's right.
successful, and it allows us to do things that we might not be able to do
Sure.
without the option of you know
Sure.
Argen and that outsource.
Yeah. It's always
So-
been the vision of the digital side of what we do is you can go for expansive services. Maybe somebody wants to try something new before they invest. So
Yeah.
give it a shot. Or it could be for the back, you know, kind of a backstop or a backfill.
Overflow, yeah.
Overflow. And,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, it's been an
huge.
area where we wanted to support.
Yeah,
It's gone well for the team.
pretty awesome.
In 6 months, and you're still with us, so you
Yeah,
must like
I
us
made it, yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
yeah.
you're going to be around long.
No,
How
it's
did
been good.
Anton find out about you?
Through some recruiting that
Really?
he had been doing. And so
Oh, I'm
we
sure
got in
Anton
touch.
sent out some
Yeah.
headhunters.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It was through a headhunter.
I thought
did
maybe
not
he
get
knew
that
you
call,
personally
by the way.
somehow because you
I did
kind of give
not.
me an Anton vibe.
Yeah,
I can
no,
see
I
where you
didn't.
guys connect really
It's been
well.
great. No,
Yeah.
it's been a great you know start and you know the chance to come in and support the vision they've had and now all the people at Argen
Yeah.
that have supported it. So it's been good.
He hired you, took you to Visions. You survived
I
that
did.
weekend.
He
Vegas,
made me get on stage.
your
I had to
first
do a
oh
presentation.
my
yeah.
God,
Did
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Trial by fire.
That's right.
There you go.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure enough.
If you can survive an evening in Vegas with Anton, that was your
Yeah,
initiation.
we might know a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
about
I
that.
can imagine. I can imagine.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it's
Excellent
been good.
leader, innovator,
That's
awesome.
right.
So yeah.
Awesome. Justin,
thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank
it was
you.
great to meet you.
Thanks for what you're
Good
doing.
luck.
I'm sure we're going to see you in a lot of shows,
Oh,
and
yeah.
doing a lot of things.
No, appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you all for what
Yeah.
you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. Good
All
luck.
right.
Awesome. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is so exciting because we are at the FDLA 2024 at the Jensen Dental booth, and we have Miss Jensen Dental herself,
Oh my gosh, Elvis. You're
Nina.
crazy.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Nina Rapuano.
Reparano?
Rapuano.
W-
Rap if you wanna.
Rap if you wanna.
No, it's Rapuano.
Let me see how you spell that. Turn your thing around. Rapuano.
Rapuano.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nina, how are you?
Elvis, I am fantastic. I was so excited to see you guys this year with us
Well,
at our booth.
we're excited to be here, and I'm
Uh-huh.
sure you had a lot to do with it.
Well, everybody at Jensen loves you guys.
Aww.
We do.
You were telling me yesterday you started in about the same time I did, about 2008. with
So,
Jensen, right?
Actually, I started with Jensen right out of like 22, 20. No, maybe I was like 24. I forget. It was
So
it's been so
5
long
years ago.
Yeah, 5 years exactly.
Podcast. Nobody knows what we look like.
Okay. So I just started. Yes, it was
Yeah.
around 2002, I believe.
Okay. So
So
what?
I was in customer service. I worked in New England and Canada for Jensen. I was hired by Kevin Mahan, and you met Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, great
So
dude.
back in the
So
day.
wait a minute. Before you had no dental experience.
None. I just
What was
fell
your
into the
experience?
industry. Well, I literally just started interviewing, and I knew I needed to grow up.
So your first adult job. I
yes,
understand.
it was.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the company, the culture.
What'd you think coming into this teeth weird painting industry business?
So back in the day at Jensen, I fell in love first off with Jensen.
Yeah.
The people at Jensen, that's why they stay. It's a great company. It's a great culture. We really do care about the end result.
Yeah.
With, making patients smile, helping doctors smile,
100%.
helping laboratories be successful.
Yep.
In 2002, we were layering a lot. We were doing education with oral design. We were doing Jensen Education Day in Chicago. We just really believe in empowering our technicians so that they can succeed every day in workflow, whether
Love
it
it.
be, back then it was layering. Now what we want to help them do is we want to help them do everything that they're doing. We
Yeah.
want to help them with all their offerings. So if they're layering, we want to help them understand, what does that mean to you? Or if they're doing something like monolithic, how can we help you? Do you want to, match the shade guide? Do you want to make it look layered? You could do so many different things alone now with MIYO that it's super exciting. So the beginning we were layering. Now we're doing more things in different ways, only because doctors are prescribing different, and also the industry's changing so much since then.
Are there doctors out there saying, I want MIYO?
I hope so. They should.
I wonder if that's happening. Some products in our industry are known by clinicians. They ask for them specifically by name.
Yeah.
I bet you MIYO's out there.
That would be really
it's
exciting.
such a name.
Well, yes, MIYO is a special product.
Yeah.
Because you can do so many different things with MIYO. And if you look at what I love, if you look at the MIYO, it's on Facebook, or if you see, some of the KOLs, Kite's work or Jack's work, or Alina Checklin, or, we have so many different people, Bart, so many people that are doing it, and they're posting their cases. Everybody in laboratories today have all the products to replicate and do that themselves. So for me to empower and help them, educate them, to get them where they want to go.
You mean without MIYO they can do it?
No, a lot of times people have MIYO in their labs.
Oh, they don't even use it.
Well, sometimes, and it's because they don't understand it. And I think now there's so many resources at their fingertips with social media. They could go to
100%.
MIYOworld.com, and there's their login, there's their username, there's their password, and we could help walk them through it. And they literally can go into the education resources where you guys can't see. I'm
Yeah, she's
talking with my hands.
She's talking with her hands by showing menus and pull down.
Yeah,
it's
pull
quite
downs.
fascinating. Yeah.
And then you're gonna, click on tools and resources, and there's education. There's education that they can access. There's so many resources we have.
So what is that? MIYOworld.com?
MIYOworld.com.
Everybody can make an account and access this, or do you have to buy a kit, or what happens?
Well, a lot of times right now, a MIYO is a word that people know around the world.
Yeah.
It's used around the world. It is the best monolithic finishing system. For many ways, it's because they could do a lot with it. The technicians have the ability to use it in so many different ways. So with that, if they wanted to, they could go to MIYO World. They could look up those resources. They could call Jensen. There's always someone that's able to help them, support them. We're here for that. And then we also have a great tech support team. Terry McQuiston, Caesar Jadek.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday.
Yeah.
Smart dude.
He could do MIYO one-on-ones where he will literally walk you through those, whether it be walk before you run, walk before you run, right? Crawl before you walk, walk before you run.
Walk, run, fall down. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So they could do all those different things, whether it be they're new to MIYO, whether they don't, how do you raise value? How do you lower value? How do you put a halo on?
Well,
How do
continuing education's huge.
Yeah,
because
and continuing ed.
people will buy a kit, and then 2 years later, the same people are not there doing that
Oh
kit.
my gosh, yes.
I bet you have to follow up
That's
quite
a whole
often.
other thing. Yep. And sometimes with, people retiring and retraining and even moving to different laboratories or moving to different states, it's so important nowadays to help get that resource out there and support that they can call us, and we will help them walk them through it, so that when they see those cases and they look at them and they're like, well, how did they do it? Well, you know what? We can help them do it.
Yeah.
So no fret, no fear. We're here.
So what is your exact title?
I am a key account manager, and I work with labs around the country.
So there's regional reps.
Yep.
How many reps in the U.S.?
A bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we're all accessible.
Yeah.
And all of us have been in the industry for a very long time.
Yeah. A lot of past technicians.
We have a MIYO family, and we all work together.
Nice.
And it is nice.
It's not a Jensen family, it's a MIYO family.
No, we're both. We are a Jensen family, but we are a big MIYO family.
Yeah.
Which is nice because we can pull from different resources to help people.
100%.
Because that's what we want to do, We all want to be there for each other.
I mean, you're big on education. I've never seen you have a booth that doesn't have hands-on. Constantly.
Yeah.
Table clinics.
I hope so.
Constantly.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a value add.
We want to help. We want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's fun, right? I get to hang out with you.
There's no better bonus. I mean, right there.
We're down in sunny Florida.
Yeah.
FDLA is beautiful. Love this hotel.
Great hotel.
Haven't you had fun?
I have had a blast.
Me too.
It's almost sad that it's coming to an end.
Not yet. We have a few hours left.
That's true.
And they have games here.
Yes.
We did the wine toss.
The wine toss was very popular.
Well, we didn't toss wine.
No. It's a ring on a wine bottle.
A ring toss.
I have to say, you won 4 bottles. I won
Well, I
0.
couldn't have done it without you.
I made you look good by looking bad.
No, it was our energy. It was really all you. You had the moves.
Oh, yeah, well.
Moves like Jagger, right?
There you go.
You
Just
were
no
throwing.
skill.
You threw. You ran, then you threw.
I tried every
backwards.
technique. I tried every technique.
Yeah.
Did not work.
It did. It was so exciting.
So with MIYO, what's next?
What's
I
next?
think we talked to Kevin about this. Some new colors coming out, I hear. I mean,
there's so many possibilities. It's pretty exciting because we're very cutting edge. We always have been.
Sure.
We're just going to continue to get better and better and just help our clients where what they need, the challenges of the industry, answer some of those things that we've been discussing with our clients to help them, and deliver those. So hopefully soon we'll have those neat things come out. Maybe it'll be Chicago 2025.
Ooh, or what's the other one? IDS?
Well, Chicago's first, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So bring it on in the U.S.
There you go.
Bring it to our peeps.
How big is MIYO in the other parts of the world? Is U.S. the biggest market for it?
That's a Kevin question.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of adoption around the world.
Sure.
It's a tool, really, literally, that has answered the call to monolithic.
Yeah.
Monolithic is not a commodity. That's just something that, every day I think about. It's not. It's something that you really can control to adapt to what your offering is.
Because you can customize it with MIYO.
Yeah, you can customize
Everything else is just a
What your vision
stain.
is how we can use it differently.
How does somebody make their monolithic crown stand out over the competition or the...
Yeah. Make it your own, Elvis.
Way to bring it back to make it your own.
Make
Beautiful.
it your own.
Beautiful. You're big into the race. You're going to be at Race to the Future. I'm putting it out there. I know you said you might have to move a schedule, but I'm making it public.
That would be fun.
Last year you were
I'm
there.
excited.
Yeah.
The foundation is really a great organization to be a part of.
Yep.
And last year we had a blast.
Yep.
Super fun.
Yep. This year, Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes. And the group, everybody in the group is amazing.
Yeah, we have a lot of
fun. The passion is electric.
It is.
Isn't it?
It is.
It
we
is.
try to raise some money. And
Yeah. So hopefully we'll
good.
get more people do that.
Yeah.
Come aboard.
Yeah.
Run, bike. Because I don't do the whole thing. Oh, my gosh.
No,
like
neither
Barb's
do I.
a rock star.
Yeah, but she's only doing the dual athlon this year.
She is, but she did the 3 last year.
She's done it for 8 years.
And she placed, didn't she?
I know, like third in her age group
She's
or something.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I only can swim.
See, I only run.
Yeah, but you're fast. You're like, whoosh. Where's Elvis?
Well.
You finished already.
Yeah, not that fast. But
yeah, fast.
I try.
Like lightning.
Like a snowball downhill.
Yeah, so that it would be really neat to and special to do that again.
Yeah.
And raise money. I mean, a lot of times too, technicians have the ability to look on their website, right?
Yep.
There's resources there. There's support there.
Yep.
For scholarships.
Yeah.
I mean, the sky's the limit, right?
Yeah. Foundation's great. If you want to continue your education and maybe funds aren't available, that's where you go.
Yeah, how many scholarships are on that website?
Hundreds. I just talked to Denise. She said something like 100 and something.
That's amazing.
Maybe I shouldn't have said hundreds, but 100 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Like, and what does that mean? So what are some of those scholarships?
So you can get your CDT.
Wow.
Paid for. Renewals paid for. You can go to Spear, get that paid for. What are some other ones? The NADL University, get paid for.
Management stuff too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You should do a Jensen course scholarship grant.
Wow.
Isn't that a great idea?
That is a great idea.
Yeah. Have Kite come out to someone's lab.
Kite's amazing.
He is amazing.
We have some cool girls and guys.
Amanda,
rock star.
Yep.
Dominic Linicki, amazing.
Haven't had him on the podcast yet.
You've got to get Dominic on the podcast. He's a funny guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, and super talented.
Let's get him on.
Yeah, I will. I'll let him know.
Cool. Nina, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Always
Elvis.
wonderful.
So nice. My pleasure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A big thanks to Terry, Justin, and Nina for joining us at the Jensen Dental booth during the FDLA Symposium 2024. It's super amazing that there are labs out there that get MIYO and don't take full advantage of the product. If you guys are one of them or haven't even tried it, get in touch with Jensen and Terry so you can improve your restorations and your lives, honestly. And I'm here to tell you it works. It was really great to meet the new VP of Sales at Argen, Justin. What a great guy. It sounds like Argen is bringing in some fresh perspectives so that they can continue to be the support labs have always trusted. And if he's made it to the August being in the lab business, we think that he's got the right stuff, and I'm assuming he has. And to the ever happy Nina, thanks for doing what you do and for being the greatest host to us at the FDLA. Here is to us doing many more shows together. Thank you, Jensen.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody. That's all we got for you, and we will talk to you next week.
Have a great week, y'all.
Bye.
I'm going to be really wet, but
What?
with the weather.
Oh, the rain. The views and opinions expressed on the Voices from the Bench podcast are those of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host or Voices from the Bench, LLC.